Hello everyone and welcome back. I am standing inside the dumpster. I wasted no time when we got it the other day. It came a day early and I threw some stuff in here that had been sitting in one of the garden beds along my garage that was too big to get rid of, just crap that was laying around. So I'm not going to waste any more time and I'm going to get started throwing things away, and I am so excited. I got the first load of things into the dumpster. I know it doesn't look like much, but I've taken several trips. And now I have to start taking trips from way in the backyard. So let me just show you how far the walk is. Yes, we do have a lawnmower and a trailer. I don't know how to use them. And my husband's not home because it's Friday and I have the day off from work today. He's at work. So I will be stubborn and I will take trips by hand. So it's going to be a busy day. It's a pretty far walk to the back garden. Got a ways to go. I'm already sweating. It's supposed to be like 80 something today. Okay, here we are, back garden. So I gotta bring all this stuff from back here, all that stuff. I'm gonna load it, bring it out, set it over here, and I gotta walk all the way back to the dumpster. It's gonna be a long day. Plus I still have a bunch of stuff in the garden that I have to take apart that's all put together with rusty old wire. So all these things like this, I gotta figure out how to get all those taken apart so I can take all the metal pieces apart and then bring them up. So I'm gonna get going with that. This first batch of metal that I was taking out of the garden was actually from part of the trellis that was built behind the shed that my husband took down because we were going to put a potting shed there, and that's where we're building like a runoff from the roof so I can have a covered potting area. Alright, I have a small sampling of what I've taken out of the garden so far. This is just what isn't tied down, basically. I think I'm going to get a tarp, throw everything on the tarp, well, not everything, some of it's really, really heavy, and drag it up to the front and get it into the dumpster. Okay, so if you haven't watched my other series that I'm doing, I am working on a 30-day minimalism challenge, and tomorrow is day 20. So here's my 20 items. Now I have to haul them up to the dumpster. Okay, I just dragged that whole thing up there, and I decided that I'm not going to be stubborn anymore. I'm going to wait for my husband to come home today and either use the four-wheeler or the lawnmower and the trailer to drag all this stuff up there, because I can't do it on my own as much as I want to. So I think for the rest of the day until he gets home, I'm just going to focus on clearing more stuff out of the garden, get it all out here at least. I am going to have to move what I pulled out from in front of the shed doors, because right now we can't even get the four-wheeler or the lawnmower out if we wanted to, because I put a bunch of stuff in front of it. But I am going to put the first 20 items that I just hauled up in the dumpster, and then I'll move this other stuff and then focus more on just getting stuff out of the garden. It's, what time is it? It's 10:15. I'm exhausted. I already have 5,200 steps in. I normally don't get 5,000 steps till like 1 o'clock. So I'm hauling today, but it feels good to get all this junk out of here. Here is where I made more work for myself by having to move all the things that I had already moved once out from in front of the shed doors, so we could actually open the doors once my husband got home, so we could get the lawnmower out. Oh, gross. Once I finished moving all of this stuff that I had in front of the shed doors, I decided I was going to take apart all this metal. I had a hard time with the snippers that I was using at first, and I could not get anything to cut through the wire that was attaching everything. But once I did, it literally just fell apart on me, and I was able to get everything taken apart and out of the garden. I'm not really sure what the previous owner used this system for, that he had all these metal pipes with. Could have been like a tomato trellis or some sort of bean or cucumber trellis. I really have no idea what he used it for. here's where just one snip of a piece of wire literally made half of the trellis fall down, which made things a lot easier for me because then I could just slide the poles out of there and get them out of the garden. Even though this part of the video is sped up, and I've sped up other parts of the video too, I hope you can appreciate and see how much work really went into taking all these things down and getting all the poles out of the ground and just getting them cleared out of the way. Once I got the big trellis part out of the middle, I had to take down what I think was used as trellis for like cucumbers and green beans. What? At this point, I had everything taken apart. Now it was just a matter of getting it out of the garden. There's at least 20 tomato cages right here. They're all rusted. Most of them are missing the bottom stakes, and that's not even the half of them. There's tons more back there, and I know there's some over in this pile of junk too. It's too bad they aren't good. Maybe some of them are and I'll be able to use them, but most of them don't even have the bottom stakes to go in the ground. Oh yeah, I remember. I was gonna make wire cloches out of them, so I gotta remember, I gotta keep some of those, so they will be useful. This back part of the garden was filled with so much junk. You can see the rusty old fences that were back there, more metal, all of the tomato cages that were back there, just debris from years and years of neglect, and even found like part of an old lawnmower back there. There was just so much stuff, and it took a lot to get through it all and get it out of the garden. This is another part of the garden that was just filled with so much junk. There was more fencing, more metal, more debris, tons of trees that were growing, just like little saplings of Rose of Sharon. There were 2 sawhorses and the lining for like a pond or something. There was so much stuff in this corner of the garden that was a little bit overwhelming to even know where to start. I've never been back to this part of the garden before because I've never been able to get here, and I just took out a ton of like fencing and there's more freaking metal. Looks like there's some rusty old saw benches. What are those? Sawhorses. Back here, a bunch of wood, an old pool of some sort. Ugh. And all of these trees I want out of here and gone. I don't want them in my garden. Someone want to come dig them up for me? Thanks. I just pulled this huge pile out from back behind all those little trees that are growing. And there's a ton of vines back there. There must be another grapevine coming from somewhere. I got to get all those out of here. But I want to take a lunch break. And let me show you what I've already done so far. I'm exhausted already. It's not even noon yet. But I really need a drink and just to sit down for a second. So this pile has grown. And this is all the wire mesh stuff that's come out of the garden so far. There's a lot more where all of that came from. And I'll get right back to it after I take a lunch break. I will neither confirm nor deny that a 3-hour nap was taken today. But I'm back in the garden. I've been back for a while. I got the junk pile out from the garden when I last left, and now I'm working on digging up a bunch of trees. There's a ton of Rose of Sharon in there that literally is all over our property that he just let grow wherever, and I don't want it in my garden. There are some bigger trees that I'm not going to be able to get to, but the little saplings, I'm getting rid of those. I just don't want them. So I put a call out on Facebook to any of my friends who might want a Rose of Sharon tree because they are beautiful. I just don't want them in my garden. This has been the problem when I have been trying to dig up these Rose of Sharon trees, is that you go and you plow your shovel in and you think you're going into dirt, but you hit granite. This is all granite, which you can't see because it's covered in dirt, and I have a feeling it's everywhere back here. Every time I go to put my shovel in the dirt, I hit granite. So I'm going to have to get it all dug out before I can get the Rose of Sharon dug out. I finally got the piece of dry rotted wood out, and there's these bright orange, what are these things called? Vines? Leaves? No, they're not. I don't know what they are. Every time I make a video, I really struggle to find words. I don't know what the problem is, but anyways, roots. Oh my god, they're roots. Why? I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen a bright orange root like that. Has anybody ever seen that before? It's like in the tree, but I don't know if it's a part of the tree. I have no idea. Weird. It was a really big pain to get out, and now I still have to try to get that big tree out. I got one of them out, but I gotta get the other one out now. I found the culprit for the orange roots. It's this. And I looked it up, and it's some sort of oriental bittersweet. And I don't think anyone who watched my videos now would be surprised to hear that this is invasive. I don't know how much more is back here. I have no idea, but now at least I know I can identify it by its bright orange roots. So in addition to all of the Rose of Sharon, I now have to remove this Chinese bittersweet. I moved over to a different part of the garden for a bit, just for a change of scenery, I guess, because I was getting irritated with all the stuff I had to pull out, and I have found more granite. Look, there are just years and years and years of dirt, debris, plants. There's like whole ecosystems living on top of this granite. So I'm having to dig all of this out too. It wouldn't have mattered today if I knew how to use the trailer anyways, because the ball hitch wasn't hooked on it. So I wouldn't have been able to use it anyways. But we're finally getting the first loads of junk into the trailer so we can get it up and into the dumpster. It's almost 7 o'clock now. Alright, it's about 8:45. I've been out here since about 9 o'clock this morning. I know that it's going to look better before it looks worse, and we're definitely at that stage right now. It's hard to even tell where progress was made today, but it really was. All over here, there was 3 huge, like, I don't even know what to call them, drums, bins. You can see the dirt that we left behind from them. There was trees growing in them. We had to cut down the trees to get the dirt out so we could pick them up, so we could get them out of here. There was just trees growing all along here, and then I uncovered a ton of pieces of marble that were just covered in years and years of dirt. Back here I cut down like at least 35 rows of Sharon that were growing. I uncovered all of that marble that was back here, and I got a bunch of the tomato cages that were back in the way back here, and earlier in the day I pulled down all of the metal that was in here. It's been a really long day, and I'm exhausted, and I know that I'm going to be really sore tomorrow, but I will walk up and show you how full the dumpster is, so you can tell that we actually did do some work today. And then I'm going to take a much needed shower. Alright, here is what we were able to fill in the dumpster. This is a huge dumpster. We don't need one this big, but this is what the guy had, so we took it. I don't know if it looks like much, but there's a whole lot of hard work and sweat in there. I am a filthy mess. I don't know if I've ever been so dirty from working on something. I'm going to take off my shoes and just show you how dirty I am. I am disgusting. I am just dirt from head to toe. I feel so gross. It was really hot and humid today. I have a proper dirt ring. I have dirt in between my toes. I have dirt everywhere. And a mosquito just bit my face. Here I am. I am dirty. I am gross. I am disgusting. But all in all, it was a successful day. We got a ton of work done. I know I'm going to be so sore tomorrow. I have tendonitis in my elbow, and it is going to be screaming when I wake up in the morning. It already hurts. So, what a journey today was. Day 1 of the dumpster, a success. Thanks for hanging with me while I did this. It was fun. I'm glad I get to take you on this journey. God, I'm a mess. I'll see you guys tomorrow.